we have a gathering and you come in and you say, okay, yeah, I am CEO. You are the only person you will spend the rest of your life with. Do you understand? It doesn't intimidate me because I know that our topic for today is identify yourself. And on that topic, let's start with who are you? Of course, you can. When someone asks you who are you, you'll be like, I am Benedicta Adeputon. Is that all you know? You have to know more than your name. You have to know yourself. You have to know your strength. You have to know your weakness. You have to you have to know who you are, what you stand for. Because when you don't, that is when people dribble you around because you don't know exactly who you stand for. Rather, let us start from your strength. What is your strength? For instance, you wake up every day 9 o'clock, you go to work by 10 o'clock, and you don't feel confident with the job, and you decided to take another job, but that particular job is 8 o'clock resumption time, and you know that I wake only by 9, and that's the most convenient time for me. If I wake by 7 to prepare for a work, I have to start by 8. I'm going to get sick, I'm going to get tired, weak and all. It means you can't go for that kind of job. It all boils down to you identifying yourself. Like, my listeners, have you identified yourself? Do you know who you are? Okay, maybe you are this person that you don't feel convenient when you are among a multitude of people. Like, you don't feel yourself. You won't be able to be who you are in their midst. Like, you are not used to doing things or talking too much when people are. Meanwhile, there are some people that it is when people are gathered, that's when they want to show who they are, that's when they want to express themselves, they want to be known, they want to be seen. Meanwhile, there are some people that just love to be quiet, just stay in that little corner. So who are you? Are you the person that loves to stay in the corner, or you are the person that wants to talk to people? It is when you've identified yourself, that is when you'll be able to stand out for that person that you are, that person you have identified in yourself. So that is for strength. And for weaknesses, of course, maybe there is something you are not good at and you don't even know. The funniest thing is, if they give you that same thing to do, you don't know that you are not good at it, so you feel like, I can do it. But when you know that, no, I'm not good at it, immediately you let them know, I'm sorry, I cannot do it. Like, in fact, people will take you for a better person because they've seen the fact that you have identified yourself. When you know your strength, this all boils down to everything we do in a day. It's not just about achieving or big deals. For instance, maybe I don't like holding too many things together. If not, I may lost my key. A lot of people already lost their car keys, maybe because they were holding so many things at the same time, and they are not the kind of person that can do too many things at a time. If you are not the kind of person that can do too many things at a time, and you think you can, then you might be deceiving yourself. But when you identify the fact that I am Biola, I cannot do too many things at the same time, I love to take them one step at a time. When I am done with this one, I go to the next one. When I am done with this one, I go to the next one. Then you've identified yourself, and in that way you will be able to do things successfully, compared to when you are doing everything and eventually you didn't even have anyone that you did completely or successfully. So these are one of the reasons why you need to identify your strength, and you need to identify your weakness. Your weakness is, I cannot do too many things at the same time. Then that is it. Some people's strength is in teamwork. They can work with team. Like, it is easy for them to work when there's somebody supporting them. Some people's strengths are in fellowship. They can follow a leader, but they cannot lead. Meanwhile, some people's strength comes out better in leading. What is your strength? What is your weakness? What are you good at? What are you not good at? It is when you can identify all this, that is when you'll be able to say, yes, this is who I am. This is the path I want to tread. This is what I want to do. And still, when you identify yourself, you will be able to overcome this issue of low self-esteem. Like, there are so many people out there, youths, young ladies, who still have this low self-esteem. When your joy is determined by maybe your post online, the number of likes you have, the number of followers you have on Instagram. When you feel like that is what determines who you are. You forget the fact that you are who you are first, then it is you who will determine what people will see you for. So did you understand? So when it comes in like that, there might be a problem, but when you've identified yourself, this is who I am, and I know I am getting there. What do you see yourself? How do you see yourself in the future? This is also part of the identifying who you are. What do you picture in your future? How do you see yourself? How do you perceive your future? How do you think it's going to go? Like, what do you feel confident in when you think about your future? Okay, I think when I think about my future, I know I want to be a better broadcaster. I want to hold programs that is going to enlighten the youth, enlighten young ladies. I want to hold seminars to teach people what they don't know, and I fit into it. Then I start to tread my path towards it. And if I see somebody else working in oil and gas, I don't feel attracted to your oil and gas. Why? Because I have identified who I am and what I want to do and how I'm going to get there. And I've started trailing the path. Like, I've started taking the necessary steps towards that stuff, towards that who I want to be. So in that kind of situation, I can't have a low self-esteem maybe because we have a gathering and you come in and you say, okay, yeah, I am CEO this. I don't feel it. It doesn't intimidate me because I know that I am me and nobody can be a better me. So who are you? Have you identified yourself? I want you to take this time through as we go on. Okay, so have you thought through who you are? What can you do best? What can't you do? Have you thought through all of that? Oh yes. If you have, then congratulations, because right now you are a better person. But there is one more thing that is left. You have to evaluate yourself. Do you really want to be that perfect figure, like that very perfect person? No one can be perfect, of course. Yes, we can only be perfect through God. But to some extent, you can be very close to perfection by evaluating yourself. You have to evaluate how your day went, how you would have preferred it to be. So in a day, you went out, you went to work, maybe something happened at work. You had an argument with one of your colleagues and it just went that way. When you get back home, you check it out. Was I wrong? Was I right? How could I have solved it better? How could I have been a better person? Are you even a student? Like, you went to school, you came back home, you met several friends. Have you checked yourself? How are they beneficial to me? Are they meant to be around me? Like, do they add to my life positively? And talking about positively, please, to all ladies listening all around the world, wherever you are, irrespective of where you are, you have to surround yourself with positive people. You have to surround yourself with positive friends, and you have to be one yourself. You can't just surround yourself with positive friends and you aren't one of them. Oh no, you have to be positive, and you have to surround yourself with a lot of positivity, because that is the best way to survive in this world, because life itself is going to throw to us different things. So the way we receive it, the way we accept it and react to it is what that matters. So this is one of the major reasons why you have to support yourself with people that will support you. You have to let yourself be surrounded by positive people. I repeat, you have to surround yourself with positivity. And don't forget, like I said earlier, evaluate yourself, check on how it can be perfect, and that is when you can be a perfect you. Remember that you are the best you. Nobody can be better than you. So this is just like a motivation. Identify yourself on the program Ladies Hangout today with Benedicta Adebuton. And also, I stumbled through this post and I would like to share with you. You are the only person you will spend the rest of your life with. Do you understand? Like, you are the only person you will spend the rest of your life with. You can, of course, we know when we marry, we get to spend the rest of our lives with our hobby. But when you've been born, like the very day you were born to this world, you spend some time with your mama, later with your father. Over time, you grow up, you go to school. Later in life, you go on vacation, and on and on and on and on. The thing is, you are always with you. So you have to settle all scores with yourself. You have to settle all understanding. You have to understand yourself. You have to know yourself so that you know how to handle yourself. You know that I need to take my nap every afternoon, no matter what. Why not take it and have better strength? For days you can't take it, you look for other things other time to substitute for it. I'm just giving an example because you have to know yourself well, because yourself is the only person you are going to spend the rest of your life with. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on the show today. It's been a very short one, and at the same time, I believe we're able to pass this message. It's a very important message, and it is more like motivation for us because we all have to identify ourselves. Like I said earlier, you are the only person you'll be spending the rest of your life with. So please identify yourself. That will be my closing shot for you on this show today. So do well to stay and hang out one more time next week and always on Don Bosco Radio. I remain myself, Benedicta Adequito. Please do have a lovely week ahead.